So we have video ya and na 27th of March 2026 and na ya the TRICA ebebe PMU our Gbese Magistrate Court na therefore our more swedro so ebe PMU ho there was heavy police presence but then and a course so our court demo ho I gossip 24 you follow us me from the very first day you arrest TRICA to end 27th of March 2026 what stage and asemi edu mesro so be me a subscribe button so na feel free so be try the comment section nemo na wa share video am for so enye bi ahwe na me kaos nyakopon ya adoma on the 9th of May 2026 5 Points Entertainment an amazing event for a ma at say ba celebrity e mama bom homodin our diaspora no mo our USA event here cost our Virginia baby e for hono Woodbridge event center no ANC banquet or any location just say na yekoko on the 9th of May 2026 now you're celebrating with amazing artists. It's if a number is that screen and that's 75 Queens Entertainment for on social media pages. And as I click a link no our comment section and we'll grab it with tickets. Now show up on the 9th of May our ANC Banquet Hall in Woodbridge, Virginia, United States of America. By Yonko Street to the gist. So I'm arrest TRICA, right? And you know, indictment, a brief one about social media. So TRICA allegedly involved in romance scam. As a proceeds, baby, $8 million. And this is the indictment at USA for Edebe Pemu, our Ghana Hasi. Now, Omodibe Pemu, our Ghana Hano, they went through the extradition process. I say extradition and the 1960 Act 22. And the Extradition Act and a Ghana and the USA so our extradition treaty existing between these two countries and the Cybersecurity Act define the scope in which you bet to be able to be a cyber crime. Into suddenly a crime or USA, na a crime or Ghana, na your political idea. USA for who kwai some beba Ghana, but on Ghana, and yes, some be find panic and not going to USA for the indictment in the they went through a lot of stages. The first stage, and it's almost submitted formal request. Into formal request, was reviewed by the Ministry of Interior, Ministry of Interior and FOD, and the Ministry of Attorney General and Justice Department, right? And there's almost a review here, and then you're more signing a state attorney, and the assembly dying a magistrate court. Into this place, it was best a magistrate court and assembly or if you're asking the reason to TRICA corner, that is the normal process all extraditions go through. Fine. Now, a copy more best magistrate court. Now, also more money arrest warrant. In the end, more the warrant. Eko arrest TRICA. And there's some more gen for me to become we now for me to free mu echi. And now TRICA has to go through a preliminary hearing. It's a side hearing, and then you may decide. Say, yeah, the TRICA beko, and now say, yeah, fanenko. And as you may be aware, already, TRICA, during the hearing process, the lawyers, I say, Mr. Oliver Womobeka, one of them, filing a preliminary hearing objection. And they say, not a more challenging, say, is it right? Say the TRICA ebeko USA Ghana emrano ye na ye diso na emra ben kwa na ye diso agina so the TRICA ko pemu USA enti ye mfra dansefo bia ye fa ne say allegations ni ye truth na the TRICA e kwa na court no otumi so oti TRICA asem no hearing no court no otumi ana. And aside that TRICA lawyers esanso SU state agencies be to say Yoko your friend is saying the Attorney General's Department any the account almost you and you muko our Accra High Court. I say no a civil suit say infringing on TRICA the fundamental human rights during the entire process. Now, I believe say all these were done just to buy TRICA time because the magistrate court later a ruling say they are within the scope of the law. Say omuti TRICA assembly, and also this is not a trial where just a preliminary hearing. Say crime a crime Ghana recognize it. Is there a treaty existing between Ghana and the US and 1960 Act 22 Emma ho kwan say crime recognize a treaty ho the magistrate court no to me yeti TRICA and the extradition assembly now. And so court ni based on all these factors and almost striking TRICA the preliminary hearing objection out and a court ni proceed yes and yakopon yadoma and then 27th of March 2026 and obetna TRICA assembly so ebium. Now I share the way forward. Into nobody Abutrika by. And of course, Abonti or dear, Abutrika and Crawford in Abonti ho. There's no more year the day. If you crowd go to the extent say almost 13 judge, out see assembly.
I got a call child. I got a call child. 21 years no put Cynthia judge. So 1 year no put a cash. That's me. I got a call child. I got a call child.
But I am breaking down the laws for you. I'm breaking down the process I go through. So currently, now Abutrika edu a pointer. Our extradition treaty, you can say habeas corpus, right? And after so appeals, and there was a judge, it decided on. So what this means, they say, so we'll go through the requests, Ministry of Interior approving, the Attorney General's Department, almost the back court, almost a preliminary hearing, and the objections are struck out, everything is in place. Then the court decides, say, okay, to see, I surrender Abutrika. But before say I surrender Abutrika, you better 15 days, and Mamudi are prepare. So, and then and a court decide, say, or the Abutrika body ebema USA for. But before so the Abutrika ebema USA for no. Or ma 15 days. Say prosecution in making sure say Abutrika wa assets biya as we know already say omatro e woni fie say property of Yoko stay off near ade no. Or cash biya or bank accounts biya near ade abain de nensa ebeto so. Abain be kwahwe say Abutrika wo businesses biya near ade abain be season na abain be start ya manage sa assets way. What I say, into your buy best start to manage sa assets way. Say business be almost shady business no. Because so operating, but finances be no. A buy never oversee all these things. Now be Abutrika and Crawford so nipa. The amount buy any sign nipa never collaborate. No more oversee all these assets because at the end of the day no. Say Abutrika winning the case. I was so to me back to his businesses. I was so to me back to the fee. I was so to me back to the cars. I was so to me back to the sika I wo. So Abutrika lawyers no ebe you be obey involved, and that is the standard procedure. So all these were spelled out in court. Both lawyers argued and what have you. And a judge and I can say, and man no say within 15 days period we know. Say Abutrika lawyers no ewo appeal be and answer or more objection be and more motion do person mo file here. I will be say magistrate court we hand mo there. I determined so mo be hand the Abutrika over after the 15 days. It started from a net adequate 15 days now started counting. So Abutrika has time within this period. Say our objection be or the be call a court, a higher court. Now you are fighting our objection or but as it stands now, no, so far as the Gbese Magistrate Court is concerned, there, after 15 days, Ombe hande Abutrika over Ediama US Marshals no, I some more Ghana has say no more could Abutrika kwine. I will go to International Airport. Intend the judge no call ni office on more question in the chamber so question craft for bear 1 hour and no barbon say echi and the Abutrika a pay.
Okay, you sit. Okay.
My other colleague.
Okay, hi. So today's proceedings, right? We appeared before the court. I think it's a continuation from last Wednesday when we raised a preliminary legal objection that the offenses that they are charging Abu with, for which they would want to extradite him, they do not constitute offenses within the meaning of the treaty between Ghana and the USA. In fact, we've also argued somewhere that the treaty even isn't law applicable between us and them. But then, notwithstanding all that, we are saying that even if the treaty were to be law applicable between us and them, the list of offenses in the treaty, it doesn't include conspiracy to defraud or conspiracy to commit money laundering. So these two offenses that they are charging him with, they are not included in the list. But the judge went ahead to say that even if they are not included in the list, she can find that based on a certain other treaty or convention, the UN Convention on Transnational Organized Crime, it is incorporated in that particular treaty, and so it is part of the list of offenses in that treaty. And then she went further ahead to say that there is something called double criminality, meaning that once it is an offense in Ghana and it's an offense in US, then it qualifies for extradition again. So these are some of the arguments she used to say that with that in mind, and then also with us trying to argue that we need her to actually subpoena some witnesses and documents that will use to show to the court that there is certain political character as to the charges against him, and then also there was some entrapment. But she argued, and she argued nicely, that, not that she argued, she stated that entrapment is not, this is not a forum for entrapment, and that when he goes to US, if successfully is extradited to US, he should challenge the entrapment there. But when it comes to a political character, she stated what ex parte Schumann says, that there should be some political upheaval in the country, and then the crime allegedly is in connection with that political upheaval, and for that matter, it will not count as an extraditable offense. But then again, the decision in ex parte Schumann actually says that the list is not exhaustive, meaning you can't just limit yourself to what was said in court. And so we believe there are valid grounds for us to question the decision of the judge, and we'll do that in due time. Basically, that's what happened today. Thank you.
So if you've paid attention, like I said, no, right? And a court edition. This has happened numerous times, and I can give you examples. An example, Dada Joe, which I've promised, I'll be bringing you a report on Dada Joe in the court case, no, right? Because currently, no, more on the plea deal and what have you. Dada Joe, no, one tree assembly, one objective, one cause human rights and what have you. So it was very fast. Dada Joe case is not one of the fastest extradition cases. Yes, sir. Mate, yenya ne fast. Yenfa bibia 2 ye na menko on Pedro Amabia and no more than the koi. But in the case of Papa Kofi Boat, or filing objections or tries to counter and what have you, and I'm sure you saw all the publications on social media and the lawyers contesting some of the amounts involved, some of the terms used, percentage dues in the kakaho used in the charter or modijina so any indictee, Papa Kofi Boat, the lawyers tried some more fighting at it, and it was stretched for a while, but still they went through the habeas corpus stage, and it's almost 15 days. The lawyers our objectivum, and then they just had to let him be and take him to the USA to fight his case, right? And with Dada Joe and Kofi Boat, the 15 days period, their families were given the opportunity to assist the state attorneys in locating businesses, state meaning already, but say be on management, establish a management. Okay, state attorney saying, family members saying, why na year picking why no or what states now or on a family member collaborating, then they oversee the finances, he can't find him, he can't free him for any dear cacao, say ne bear or chinebi say restitution as me back and also chinebi say in panel to me acquitted and discharger or to me meet the Japanese yet. So it's the same process and I'll be trick go through.
Then what do you do? You got to be prepared. And you ask me now, I don't have a fan. And you are all best. We are also I need your move. I need your one number which now. Why are so
So this 15 days period no are court no amano. After the 15 days, Abu TRICA, you know, ebeko piemu ewo USA. That is if the lawyers are appealing, if there are no subsequent objections in a higher court. Otherwise, in 15 days time, Abu TRICA, based on ende the course of our court no, you best surrender no. Edina ma FBI for, ama FBI for edine koko piemu ewo USA. Na sem nankasa no Abu TRICA ebekako fight wo so ye guilty and na say onye guilty. Ne be determined. Aha no mo de summary aye determined. Say aban no wo ho kwan so dan de ma FBI for. Na FBI for edine ko. Omama 15 days. So mo fan to ne nyoma. Omama Abu TRICA lawyer so 15 days. So more objections be appeals be a senior amrani se no. Obetumi akwa higher court akwa. But so far as the Gbese Magistrate Court is concerned, under Section 22 of the 1960 Extradition Act, everything is in place for Abu TRICA to go to the United States of America. A higher gossips 24. Nyankopon Yadoma on the 30th of March 2026. Yebeko Court for Daniel Yusuf. Na yehudi ono so ne de no. Ebeko kosi. Until then, see you in the next video. Magraheb.